Society doesn't talk about female narcissists. We are conditioned to believe narcissism is a man's problem, that the abuser is always some angry, aggressive guy. But female narcissists? Welcome back to the Narc Free Man Podcast, where we help men rise from the wreckage of emotional abuse, reclaim their identity, and rebuild a life they actually want to live. If you're new here, I'm your host, Phillip Dugas, and today we are diving into a topic that most people avoid, misunderstand, or flat out deny: narcissistic behavior in females. Yeah, it's real. And if you have ever found yourself saying, "She didn't hit me, but she wrecked me emotionally," this episode is for you. Let's talk about how narcissistic women actually operate. Not the cartoon villain version, but the real manipulative, mind-warping behavior that destroys good men from the inside out. Here's the first thing you need to know. Society doesn't talk about female narcissists. We are conditioned to believe narcissism is a man's problem, that the abuser is always some angry, aggressive guy. But female narcissists, they don't scream. They don't punch walls. They don't show up like monsters. They show up like angels, charming, sweet, empathetic on the surface, but behind closed doors, they weaponize emotions. They manipulate your mind. They leave you exhausted, isolated, and questioning your own reality. It's not obvious abuse. It's covert, psychological warfare, and you can't fix what you can't see. Let's walk through some of the most common patterns you'll see in female narcissism. Number one is love bombing. In the beginning of your relationship, she showers you with affection. She's texting you nonstop, telling you you are different or the one. You feel seen, desired, respected, but it's not love. It's bait. She's hooking you emotionally so she can control you later. The number two sign is devaluation. Once she's got you locked in, everything changes. Now you are not good enough. You are not doing enough. You are too this or not enough that. You feel like you are constantly failing, even though you are bending over backwards just to keep the peace. The third sign or behavior is gaslighting. She says something awful. You bring it up later, and she denies ever saying it. She rewrites history, twists your words, and now you are wondering if you are the crazy one. Gaslighting is designed to erode your reality so she can control the narrative. The fourth behavior is the victim act. Every time you call her out, she collapses into tears or throws back a sob story about her past. Suddenly, you are the villain for daring to confront her behavior. She doesn't just avoid accountability, she weaponizes your empathy. The fifth behavior of narcissistic woman is triangulation. She brings in exes, friends, even family to validate her and make you feel insecure. You are constantly trying to earn your spot in her life. That's not love, that's manipulation. The number six behavior is entitlement. She demands everything: your time, your money, your energy, and gives very little in return. She expects you to sacrifice constantly, and when you finally set a boundary, she calls you selfish. Hey, quick interruption to the show. I want to let you know that I put together a free guide called 21 Signs She Might Be a Narcissist. It breaks down the exact red flags that most men miss until it's too late. This isn't some therapy fluff or watered down relationship advice. These are the real signs you need to watch for if you are dealing with a woman who uses guilt, gaslighting, and emotional control to keep you stuck. I've helped thousands of men through my podcast, and 9 times out of 10, they say this guide was the moment everything clicked. They finally saw her for what she was, and more importantly, they stopped blaming themselves. So if you have ever wondered, am I crazy or is she just that good at pretending? Click the link in my bio or the description below and download the free guide. Now back to the show. The number 7 behavior is lack of empathy. You are sick, she's annoyed at you. If you are struggling, she minimizes it. If it's not about her, she doesn't care. Period. The number 8 behavior is withholding and silent treatment. She doesn't fight like a man. She goes cold. No affection, no words, just stonewalling for days or weeks. And you are the one apologizing just to feel some connection again. Brother, if any of this sounds familiar, I want you to hear me clearly. This is not your fault. You are not dumb. You are not broken. You are not weak. In fact, female narcissists are drawn to men like you because of your strengths, your loyalty, your empathy, your desire to fix, protect, and make peace. But that desire, that heart, is what they exploit. And you are not here because you were too weak. You are here because you were too strong for too long, for the wrong person. So what do you do if you recognize these narcissistic behaviors and patterns in the woman you are with? Here's where you start. First thing I want you to do is acknowledge the truth. Say it out loud. This isn't love. This is emotional abuse. The second thing I recommend doing is detach emotionally. Stop trying to win her approval. You won't get it. Even if you do, it'll come with strings attached. The third thing I recommend is to reclaim your voice. Start speaking up. Start saying no. Start drawing lines. The number 4th and most critical thing I recommend is to build your tribe. Stop suffering in silence. You need support from men who have walked this path and made it out. The 5th thing is to make an exit plan. If you are still in the relationship, you don't need to act today, but you do need a strategy. That's why I created my new mini course, so you don't have to figure it out alone. It's called Break Free and Rebuild, and you can find it on my website, phillipcdugas.com. Look, I know how hard it is to walk away from someone who still has a grip on your mind, your heart, and your history. But brother, let me tell you, clarity is power. Now that you see it, you can start healing from it. She may have broken your heart, but she didn't break your spirit. You can take your voice back. You can rebuild your identity, and you can live free, really free, narc free from emotional abuse. If this hit you in the chest, do me a favor and share this episode with another man who needs it. Until next time, stay grounded, stay strong, and never apologize for walking away from someone who made you feel like less than a man.